Hey Cappy, I'm starting your reading at 37 past midnight. I hope you are all good. I'm going to see what wants to come out. Present energy. If this does resonate, like, share and subscribe. It's always greatly appreciated. We've got the Ace of Wands on the back of the deck. The Sun, first card out. 111 on the clock. I actually just did your reading. Started at 22 past 12, but strange energy. I don't know if it was my own shadow that was triggered or I just didn't like the energy, but either way we're starting again. But it must be for a reason. First card out, the Sun, Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords in reverse. It's like what's done is done. Get ready for a new adventure. Something needs to be felt. There could be something you're suppressing. It feels like there's a new beginning here, but there's an emotion that could really be blocking you from feeling it, from enjoying it. Yeah, it's like this new beginning's here in the present moment. Something beautiful that you've manifested is here. And it feels like you could be maybe missing this or not really registering exactly what's in front of you right now because of some kind of emotion. This is something from the past. It's like take time out to reflect, to pamper yourself, to slow down, to get out of your head into your body. But it's like you can't fully hear yourself when you're constantly thinking or fighting to find solutions. You may be feeling guided to watch a film or to do something that you see as unproductive. There may be a message in this, or that something just clicks. It's like something's going to come easier than you think, and it's going to come when you're resting. It feels like you're having to actually register in your body that something's done with, releasing something energetically. The Magician. Energy work would be great. Feels like something trapped, some kind of emotional block. The Magician, the Devil, the World. Temperance, past energy, Ace of Cups. Empress. Guys, some of you, if those of you that are wanting to have a family, it's like there's somebody coming in that it leads to family. There's been a lesson of putting yourself first, filling your cup first. It feels like you've become your own partner, your own best friend, looking after yourself, treating yourself, doing what's right for you. But something's coming in here. Some of you, it's like the wait hasn't been for nothing. It's like, don't be mindful not to make impulsive decisions just because of how long you've waited for something. You're going to know what's for you by how it feels. And you can't really tell how something feels or how you're feeling if you're disconnected from your body in some way. That keeps coming up, really drop into the feminine. Chariot, Empress. Regardless of gender, there's huge changes taking place. Some of you, it's like you haven't got anything reserved. You haven't got any fuel in the tank for later. It's like you might be good now, but there's something about if one more thing, or if some kind of emotional turmoil hit, some kind of tower situation hit, it's like you may be coping now, but you don't want to just be coping, you want to be thriving. You want to make sure you've got fuel, more than you need, more fuel than you need. The Hierophant. There's a huge commitment here. Some of you, it's more that it's more of a commitment than you realize, because it's not just, this isn't just a relationship, this isn't just a family, this is like This is going to be life-changing. And you could be changing people's lives or helping others through their life path in some way. It's like, be protective of your energy, protect your energy, but it's not about being guarded or not being guarded. It's about being discerning who you're trusting, what you're sharing, who you're sharing with. Follow the feeling. Even if there's not any evidence in the physical to confirm that that you should doubt somebody, if you're finding yourself having doubt, trust that, keep it moving. It's like you're being asked to protect what hasn't come in yet, and have that faith that you're shifting, not just for yourself, but for the highest good of all. Something's coming through about heartbreak, but let's just see what this is. External. It's like everything that's happened up until now has helped you to strengthen your intuition, to have that relationship with yourself. You ask for things to be balanced out. That's exactly why you're feeling called to set boundaries with certain people, why you're feeling called to be open to some and not to others. There's something coming through about being an empath. It's like when you really care about what people think to the point that you take on their feelings, you literally can make decisions based on what they do. It's like you're making their decision, not your decision, because you're feeling them more than you. Don't let the weight of somebody else's feeling, thought or opinion outweigh or speak over the voice of your inner child or your own desires in some way. There's something you've asked for. Certain energies aren't going to be happy about what you're doing, where you're moving to. See this as an opportunity to master your boundaries, to master your emotions. It's like you choose who. It's like if you're going to give someone the power to keep you stuck, the world. Something's over and done with. Something keeps coming through about you ask for better, you're getting better, it's here. But there's some kind of emotion. Take time to rest, reflect. You're being prepared for more than you realise. You could be going through a lot in terms of spiritually. Come back to your heart space. Your heart is going to be your best friend in terms of your vibe's your weapon when it comes to that. Nurture yourself. Make a decision and stick to it. It's like once you've made your decision, because there's fear of hurting others, fear of breaking other people's hearts, letting people down. Maybe you're moving on, doing something differently, changing job, changing location. So there's a lot to celebrate. But it's like certain energies that you could be feeling sorry for. It's like whether it's unconsciously, subconsciously, whatever it is, I'm not saying that anyone's to blame or it's anyone's trying to move with some kind of malice or some kind of spite. But not everyone's celebrating this. Maybe because they're not able to celebrate themselves. There's people are in some kind of inner conflict, or it's like who's caught in some kind of cycle of drama. You know what you need to do. It's not personal. It's time to make a decision. Not everything can come with you. Not everyone can come with you. It's like there's no need to make enemies here. It's not personal. That dark feminine energy, it's like nothing really even needs to be done. Nothing really even needs to be said. It's like set the tone with how you move. People will adjust. You just have to take the first step, things will align. Death, transformation. Emotional fulfillment, something for the long term. This person coming in, this is a long-term commitment. This feels like life partner energy. It's got the potential to go the distance. There's some kind of anxiety here. What is this? Family. Some of you could be stuck, or there's some kind of, some of you could be feeling stuck, tied down, about to give up on this. Maybe even about to walk down a path that you feel is like a darker path. But it's like this person's you're about to get some kind of communication, whether this comes in form of a message or what. It's going to catch you off guard. This is something for the long term, 10 of Pentacles. But it's like it's going to feel like this is helping you to overcome challenges, or someone's actually helping you to overcome something, or overcome the darkness within in some way. Not that we've all got light and dark within, but you know, like, I don't know what the right thing is to, I don't know. It feels like unconditional love. Something that you've fought to accept within yourself, a way that you are, something you've done, something that maybe you decided you couldn't move forward in a relationship, or you couldn't have a family, or you couldn't do this. Whether it's judgment towards yourself, things that have happened in your life, whatever it is. It's like feeling like damaged goods. That's how it feels. It feels like this is something this is something that's been worked on, like this Ace of Cups energy. It's like you've fallen in love with yourself. It's like healing's lifelong. Like we don't just heal and done. I know that's, of course we can regulate and learn how to regulate. There's ups and downs, there's lessons to be learned. We come back to things, that kind of spiral staircase energy, the Chariot. And it feels like this is just a very soothing energy. But it's like indirect. It's not even, it may not even be something you speak about. It may not even be something that's directly focused on. But this person coming in is just a very healing energy. But there's huge changes coming into your finances. Some of you, it's like you could be worrying about finance, worrying about not having something or not having enough. And it's like, actually, you could be being guided right now to get things in order, to be prepared to receive some kind of windfall. It's like, you may be thinking something's going to come in gradually, something's going to come in slowly. 52, Tree of Life. Something's going to come in slowly. But it's not, it's like, I'm seeing like a pipe burst. It's like this emotion, whatever this thing is, once this clears, it's like money's going to just start pouring in. Something's going to shift. Abundance is like shifting. Things are shifting. And this is going to happen quick because there's things that have already been put in place, but there's some kind of anxiety, some kind of turmoil getting in the way. It's like there could be anxiety of not having enough, and then within the next breath it's like anxiety of not being prepared enough to have this much, or to in whatever form that is. Yeah, the magician, in whatever way that is. Change the way you're looking at things. There's an opportunity in everything. 3 of Wands, Ace of Swords. There's an opportunity in the pain, opportunity in the truth of things, opportunity in the detour, in the lesson, in the guidance. It's like if you're feeling like you can't do the thing you want to do right now and you're stuck, it's like, well, what else could you be doing while you're stuck? It's like, what is it pointing to? What are these things pointing to? Example, there was something I had to work on recently, and it was in the back of my head and I knew I needed to work on it, but I just kept putting it down because it was just that thing of procrastinating. I just didn't want to deal with it. And every time I'd go to deal with it, I'd do a reading instead. Or I'd go work out or do something like that. And I kept ignoring the intuitive hit to do this thing. And then I hurt my hand and I literally couldn't shuffle the cards. And even now it's still slyly. So I was like, oh, I can't do the cards. Okay, then I'll just work out. Then I hurt my foot. And now I've hurt my hand. Now I've hurt my foot. Now I can't work out. Now I can't do the cards. And then I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to find another way to do the card reading. I'm just going to shuffle a different way. Like, I'm going to get this reading out. And the moment I committed to that, that's what I was going to do, like the other day. Not only did my hand and my foot go funny, but then my whole tongue swelled up, swelled up. Like, I thought, is this a joke? Is that a horror film? So I couldn't talk. So it's like, I can't talk. My hand, I was like, okay, like, I get it. So what else can I do now? Like, surrender. I had no choice but just to, it's like, okay, no hand, no foot, no tongue. And it's like, all right, what was that one thing I had to do? That I didn't need to speak and I didn't really need to use my hands. I didn't really need to go anywhere and use my feet. Like, what was that thing I needed to do? And then as soon as I did that thing, and not even did it and finished this project or whatever this thing is, but as soon as I acted on it, I acknowledged it. Okay, yeah, I see you. I see this thought floating around in the back of my head. This thing that's weighing down behind me that I keep ignoring because I don't want to have to deal with it. I don't want to have to face it. It's like, I see you. As soon as I sat down and did the thing that I was guided to do, all the ailments started sorting out. And it's like, and even when it first come up, it's like, I knew that. But I wouldn't stop. It's like, and sometimes it's like, we think we need to do more. And we fight that. Even now, I'm still here fighting it. And I know, like, still battling to take my own advice in so many areas. But it's like, just take a break. Take a rest. A lot of the times when we take that rest, we take that break, things just shift. And actually we get more done doing less. We receive more when we do less. When we let go of control, let go of the outcome. Like when you trust that everything's good. And I've said this before, sometimes as well, it's like them grey feather moments. And the grey feather symbolises, like, it's not yes, it's not no, it's like maybe. It's not so black and white, that kind of energy. it's like something may not be working, not because it's not for you, but it might not be for you right now, that thing of divine timing. Maybe something, it's like you're not meant to be around a certain individual right now, but you will be in a few months. Not trying to take anything too permanently, just going with the flow. Nothing's that deep, nothing's that serious, nothing's that personal. Because it's like you may be feeling like you need to have some kind of grand finale with this person, a place, a situation to make this life change. But it's like many times we come back to where we started and things happen, and the people you see on the way up, you see on the way down, the people you see on the way down, you see on the way up. It's like just do you unapologetically right now. Giraffe energy, I forgot what it is, maybe check that. Giraffe. The giraffe meaning, yeah, should I stay or should I go? Crossroads. Ace of Swords. There's only one person that can make that decision. It's like, you already know what you're going to do. It's like your soul knows what you're going to do. It's like there's really no option. It feels like kind of playing with the idea, oh, should I, shouldn't I? But you know you're going to do this. Because it's like you know what's going to happen if you don't fully jump into this. Whatever this is, purpose, passion, business. Following your heart, following your spirit, your soul, whatever it is you're being called to do right now. It's like don't deceive yourself. 1 a.m. You know exactly what you're here to do and why you're being called to do certain things. It may make you feel vulnerable. That may lead to you wanting to over-explain, but it's like, don't drain yourself, especially when it comes to people that don't understand what you're saying anyway. Or like you understand your perspective. Positive changes are on their way, a welcome relief from troubled times travelling or relocating. 6 of Winter. Be practical with respect to how you proceed, the ability to make anything more beautiful, meeting someone who can help your dreams come true. Generous, stylish, gracious, practical. The Wow, number 41. Page 201. Record keeper. Wow is very much like a swimming library. Wow carries the history of Mother Earth and is said to have been placed here by the ancients from the dog star Sirius. Biologists say that Wow is a mammal and very possibly lived on land. Millions of years ago, in tribal legend, Wow's move into the ocean happened when the earth shifted, and Lemuria, the motherland, went below the waves. Wow medicine people are coded in their DNA to understand that sound frequencies can bring up records in the memories of ancient knowledge. They are usually clairaudient or able to hear both very low and very high frequencies. They are usually also psychically developed and fairly telepathic. Many times, however, they are not awakened to their gifts until it's time to use the stored records. Many well medicine people are able to tap into the universal mind of Great Spirit and have no idea how or why they know what they know. Only later, when they receive confirmation, do they begin to understand how they know or why they receive the impressions. Well medicine teaches us to use the sounds and frequencies that balance our emotional bodies and heal our physical forms. Sound healing may be great. Maybe there is like it does feel like that's something that needs to shift, something that needs to be released. Some kind of energy healing, sound healing. Breath work. just creating that safe space to release, to feel. It feels very intense, like emotionally, some kind of activation. So just take care of yourself. You could be feeling like you're jumping out of yourself. Or you could actually just be jumping out of yourself. To recall why the shaman's drum brings healing and peace is to align with Well's message. The drum is the universal heartbeat and aligns all beings heart to heart. Before the advent of speech and the primordial language, hand signs were used and many tribes were silent most of the time. The language that was understood was the sounds of great spirits, other creatures, the animals. If you pulled the Well card, you are being asked to tap into these records and to allow yourself to be sung to by those who have the original language. We are the only creatures who do not have our own unique cry or call. Find yours, allow your voice to use this sound to release tension or emotion. Well signals a time of finding your origins, of seeing your overall destiny is coded in your DNA, and of finding the sounds that will release those records. You may never be the same again. After all, you are the melody of the universe, and the harmony is the song of the other creatures. In using your voice to open your memory, you are expressing your uniqueness and personal sound. As you open to this uniqueness, the animals that are your 9 totems may then send their sounds or calls to you or through you. This will open your personal records so that you may further explore your soul's history and commune with Wow, who carries the history of us all. Page 201, page 202. Allow your voice to use this sound to release tension or emotion. This literally happened to me today, and it's been a while, and it's strange because it's like something coming through. It's like, just be kind to yourself and be mindful of how you're labeling things, because especially with like a lot of things get confused in terms of how people label things, mental health, spiritual health. It's like people see something as a problem with the mind, others see it as the evolution of the mind, the evolution of the spirit. Certain people would see somebody screaming and see that as unstable. Others would see someone screaming and be like honouring that for letting out the person letting out their emotion. It's like, be mindful that your environment's not creating a narrative that doesn't serve you, or that you're accepting a narrative that doesn't serve you, a narrative that causes some kind of anxiety. Today was probably the first time for a long time, maybe the first time, yeah, in the certain environment, the first time I really let myself just scream and shout because of judgment. It's like, you can't just let it out in certain environments because it's such a problem. Like if you're at work, or if you're in a certain environment, if you're living with certain people and you feel something come up, you can't, it may not be the right environment just to let it all go, just to scream. And my people pleasing is like painful, not anymore. Now, if anything, it's gone a little too far the other extreme because of the rage that's come with people pleasing all this time here. But literally, like I remember, like I would walk when I worked in Central, and like if I'm smoking a cigarette, I wouldn't blow it out. Like I would walk like 3 blocks inhaling the cigarette because I'm like, oh, there's a man there, oh, there's a child there. Like choking because I didn't want my cigarette smoke to hit somebody in the face, because that's so inconsiderate. and just really crazy things like that where I would just suffer because it's like putting everyone first. Or I'll be out with someone, it's like they're talking to me and then they're looking behind and I'm 10 miles down because I've let everybody walk in front of me. It's like, of course, or I'm holding the door open for everybody. And part of that is wounded masculine energy. Both. Being hyper masculine because of certain things that have happened. And then it's like even that, it's like being shocked when people don't hold the door open for you, or it's like some man cuts you up and it's like, well, this is the tone you set. This is something I've had to really address with myself, because it would feel safer to be in control, for me to feel above the masculine, for me to feel more masculine than whatever masculine energy, for my masculine energy to overpower whatever's around me. And today was really the first time that I just let it go, with no concern of somebody complaining. And that was one of the key reasons for personally for self-harm, because when the emotional pain's too much to handle, or we haven't got the tools, we haven't learned the skills to manage the emotional pain, then it's like by creating a physical pain, it's like an outlet. It overpowers the emotional pain. Now, screaming and shouting can let out the same way, but I would consciously not shout and not scream and choose to hurt myself physically so that I didn't offend anyone around me, because it's like I can do that on the down low, but if I shout, someone will hear me and that's disrespectful, or then I'm a burden. It may not be this narrative, but there may be some kind of narrative like that, like you've been seen as too much, or you can't do this because this one says this or this one says that, or you feel away. It's like, what about you? Put yourself first. Let it go. Something else is coming through. Universal law and man-made law. To me, Dumbledore is literally the personification of universal law. It's like he knows all the little dodgy goings on of what's happening. And as a headmaster, as a professor, really he should be handing out some kind of punishment, detention, or expelling people, preventing people from getting up to their shenanigans. But when it's for the greatest good, when it's with the highest moral code and the highest value, actually the man that sets the rules helps break the rules. When it's with the right intentions, when it's with for the greatest good. It's like something you've maybe been punishing yourself for, or hard on yourself, or you've labelled yourself as wrong, as different. And it really could be anything. It really could be anything. But it's like something that maybe you've seen as your downfall, you've seen as your vulnerability, you've seen as your issue, is actually a superpower, and this is something you're becoming aware of. This is something that this new person coming in is going to highlight even more so, because of how they love this aspect of you that maybe you've had to keep behind closed doors in some way, or toned down in some way. 9 of Pentacles, wishes and dreams coming true. It's like you're really being asked to see yourself how you'd see others, care for yourself, love yourself. Know when you need a minute, know when you need a break, know when you need to rest, know when you need to recover, know when you need to cancel everything and feel no way about that. It's like you write how things are going. It's like when you're really in that place of love, there is no fear of you missing out on something. So it's like God knows where you're at, God knows the situation, God knows who you are. It's like believe in yourself as much as the Creator does. See yourself as divine as much as your guides do. Like whatever energy you resonate with, back yourself 100% of this time. It's like you've got many different energies investing in you, supporting you. You're not alone. Don't be scared of your humanness. Something that you may be labeling as something wrong with you is a part of the human experience, and know you're good. Don't let it scare you into a problem. Don't let it scare you to go down a different road. Ground yourself. Come back to your heart space. Even if something goes that far, like even that, like with today, like letting out certain emotions, when I would release emotion or show emotion, I'd feel bad about that, because people would feel shocked if I was to show anger or rage or upset or hurt. It's like the energies that I'd be around would feel uncomfortable with that. So if I got into that place, I'd hide myself away. I'd put myself to bed, or I'd go and do something like that. It's like, don't feel no way. Learning to honour yourself. Just because you might have, it's like, there's no bad emotion. There's no such thing as a bad emotion. Anger is sacred. All these feelings are sacred. Don't cancel your day. Don't cancel your week. Don't cancel your plans. Don't give up on yourself. Don't turn your back on yourself because you haven't shown up in a certain way that you see as perfect. There is no perfect. Show up anyway. Dust it off. Invest time in feeling good. Pampering yourself back to genuinely feeling good, not fronting it. It's like, face it, feel it, free it, but don't sit in it. Number 39, Rahel. He feels altruistic love for all on earth and considers them sons of God. He carries out exceptional healings with his hands and even with his mind, as well as through prayer and positive thoughts. His truth is eternal, fulfilling the karmic mission of overcoming the bad. He is always studying ways and means for overcoming evil. He believes in miracles and that these happen through divine compassion. Reasons for invoking: to preserve health and longevity, to protect us from evil, to help us see when we are acting wrongly, to influence love between parents and children, and the obedience of the young towards their elders. Page number 32. Couple quick things that are coming through there. Something about clearing your space, sleep hygiene, getting into your heart space. How you go to sleep is how you're getting up. It's like meditation, putting the images that you want to see, that you want to take in, that you want to digest. Even in terms of certain programs, certain films, different frequencies, different sounds, different frequencies. It's like, what are you psyching yourself up with before you lay down to rest? Set the tone for what you want to experience in dreamland. And then maybe having some kind of routine, clearing your space, changing. Like, it feels like really bringing in as much love and as much groundedness as you can. Not, there's certain energies that don't want, it's not great if you do succeed. Don't see some kind of challenge as a reason to give up. The Empress. Time to take action, the power of creativity, success that allows for a life of luxury. 1:22 a.m. I'm going to leave it there. If this did resonate, like, share and subscribe. I'll catch you guys soon. Sending so much love.